Hey everybody, it's Ian at Las Vegas Scooters and Lifts, and today I'm reviewing the new GoGo Super Portable in black. Yes, the GoGo Super Portable. Got a nice little banner put up there. I've got some new signs put up. We had our sales rep come in, and this is the new GoGo Super Portable. Well, new to us anyway. So this is Pride's latest design in folding scooters. I'll quickly go over it. There's a few key features like the carbon fiber, as you can see. It has a beautiful carbon fiber tiller and seat supports there. It still has a steel frame, solid rubber tyres. I'll go through all the specifications as normal with the scooter. Looking at the seat, doesn't look very comfortable, but we shall see. We were pleasantly surprised with that. Just quickly going around the scooter, we've had a few feet on this scooter already, and the feedback we're getting from customers is they like it, and they like it a lot. A lot of new features on this scooter, so we'll get into top to bottom and see what it's like. So we're looking at the first thing is going to be your top console. So these come in two colours. It's like a Tiffany greeny colour, like a turquoisey colour, as you can see on the poster, and also the black. I like the black a lot. So your front console, the top console there, you have these two little round things here. These are for accessories such as mirrors, or you can put a phone holder in there. This is your speed button, not a speed dial. You have slowest, which is your little turtle, and then your little hair at the top for top speed. And I think the top speed is 4.5 miles an hour, but like I said, I'll go through all the specifications of the scooter. It is thumb operated with your throttle, reverse and forward as usual. So forward on this side, pull towards you with your thumb to go reverse, and vice versa on the other side, forward towards you and reverse away from you. I'm sure we can swap that over. I haven't looked into this. This is brand new, so I don't know the wiring schematics for this, but I'm sure it's quite easy to swap those around. Your little horn button there, and your key as normal, just your regular Pride key that fits all the Pride scooters apart from some of the bigger versions. And that's your easy pull key and your spare key there. And your lights, it does have front and rear lighting, very reminiscent to the ZT8 or the Zero Turn as it was originally called. Yep, there we go. Down the bottom they've put the little USB charger for your phone, so they've still kept that nice little feature. A little fuse there, that is for the charge port, which is one of its new key features, and you're going to see this a lot more on Pride scooters and power chairs, I guess, is the new magnetic 360 charge. This is patented by Pride, and this is the other end of it on the charger, and it's magnetic, so no more of the struggling with the 3-pin sockets to try and get them to connect. So this just literally clicks into place, and that light shows you that it's properly connected. The other end isn't plugged in, it's not plugged in there. I do believe it goes red or orange when it's charging, and it'll go back to green when it's fully charged. As you can see, there's a little illuminated LED light in there, and it's also featured on the battery pack, which is located just there under the seat. So that's their new quick 360 charge. So it'll just snap into place very easily, so you're not struggling to find out where the pins go. Nice rubber hand grips, very nice as usual, just for comfort. You've got a little plaque at the front there which you can change out, get painted if you wanted, and it's so you can change it to the green if you buy the green one. Little removable front basket sort of bag, which is held on by a velcro strap just there, and then the little clip there just slides back on there, so that's removable. And I do believe the battery will fit inside of there if you do want to use it for airline travel. It is airline friendly, so the battery is within the specifications. As you can quickly see, you've got your airline tags on there saying what the size of the battery is, blah blah blah, and we'll go into the battery in a moment. Nice wide and long footboard with a little tray at the bottom there, so you can put a few more little accessories if you want to put in there, like a bag or something like that. If you can't fit it in there, you've got a spare tray down there. Fully folding, this comes in two options, with or without armrests. So the armrests are an extra, I think they're about $100 to add on to the scooter if you want it with armrests, and they fit just into this little hole there, and you'll get all that kit with the armrests. This is your backrest. It looks very thin, but we have tried it, and I find it a lot more comfortable than even the Feather. You have a sprung seat base, very similar to the Feather, with a Velcro and a nice cushion there. It looks uncomfortable, but I can guarantee you it is not. We were very surprised. Like I said, footboard, nice and long, so you can rest your feet up there. You can rest your feet up there if you do want to. And solid rubber tyres, front and rear, give you nice stability with mud guards on the back. Pretty good turning radius, not too bad, but like I said, I'll go through the specifications. I'll turn the scooter on, and that's with the lights on at the front, so you have the very similar to the ZT8 lights, nicely sunken in there, just so people can see you. A little grab handle at the front there, so if you do want to lift it, you can lift from that portion there rather than lifting from the plastics. Very firm plastic, not cheap. Nice black accent. This is obviously blue when you choose the blue one. Nice 3-spoke wheels, solid rubber like I said. Then you've got your main frame across there, which is metal, and then your uprights are carbon fibre. For your seat base is actually metal, but the backrest is actually carbon fibre with a cloth cushion, which is removable, so if you do want to wash it, you can. Let me just bring the scooter forward so we can work around to the back. So the back of the scooter, you've got the yellow handle for folding, and that's this mechanism here. You can see it twisting. Your battery pack with the yellow handle there to lock and remove, so that's in lock mode, and then twist it to remove. There's your rear lights, just little rear lights with a reflector. Reflectors on the side as well, and your brake wheel, anti-tip wheels. You do have to assemble the anti-tip wheels yourself. Well, we had to. It's a bit involved. They don't give you any tools. I think you'll need like a 10mm spanner and a 4 or 5mm Allen wrench, because you have to take the plates off of the supports to put the anti-tip wheels on. Great for when you want to roll the scooter around. Pride have actually put these on the back here. These are so you can actually stand the scooter up, a bit like what Golden have done, added the extra to their carry-on, so you could stand the carry-on up. That was like an afterthought, but Pride have already thought of it and put it on there. So let me just turn the scooter off so I can remove the battery pack. So like I said, you've got a lock just there, and unlock, so that secures the battery, and that way you can remove the battery now. So on there you have a location for your fuse, for the, just in case there's a problem with your charger, an on-off switch for travel, and also a reset there in case there's any overload on the battery. That's your circuit breaker just there. These are your main connecting points for the scooter from the battery, and that is your charge port, which I can quickly show you again, which just clicks in there and the light comes on saying it's connected. So your battery pack is removable, and I'll just leave that out for a second. So we'll go into folding the scooter. Oh, one thing I didn't mention is the front tiller is adjustable up. This is at its highest point. It is a little stiff, So just, if you do want to lift it up, I recommend you stand on the scooter and pull it up, because it is a little bit stiff, but I'm sure Pride will look into that, make it easier so you can drop it up and down. So yep, it's a little bit stiff, but there's your locking handle there, and also your locking handle for your tiller adjustment. So you can adjust the tiller to any sort of angle you feel comfortable at. So we'll get into folding it. Okay, while the battery's already out of the scooter, I shall fold the seat by pulling the little yellow lever up. Very easy to do, and then just push down, and that's the seat folded down just there. Your tiller is this quick release yellow handle there. Just pull it towards you, and then the tiller drops down, and just make sure the teeth mesh together for when you put it back together, like, otherwise it won't go. There we go. So that locks the tiller down. Like I said, you can remove the basket. Alrighty. So within its folded position there's its height. So if you do need to put it in a trunk of a car, you can do. So this is in its stand-up mode. So you see it rests on those little extra feet that pop out there, and you also got your anti-tip wheels there, and it sits on its main wheels. So that way you can tilt it towards you and then roll the scooter like a piece of luggage if you need to. Very easy to move. You could also load the scooter like that if you've got a low enough vehicle, something like an SUV or something similar. You can rest it on its rear wheels, then rest these on the bumper of the vehicle, and that way you can tilt it into the vehicle and roll it into the vehicle, and only having to lift half of the weight of the scooter. And then let's put it back down, back on the floor, release the tiller, bring the tiller back up, and then make sure it locks back in its position. Seat also is locked in position, so you need to lift the yellow handle up again and lift the seat back. So it's pretty easy. It folds and then locks back into position like so. Your battery pack, just kind of rest it slowly on the back there, and then push it in and then lock. A lot easier than some of the original designs of putting the battery packs in the scooters. This one's a lot easier. Alright, so let's see what we can do with this scooter. Take it for a little go around the block in my little showroom and see how it performs. Alright, so sat on the scooter, leg position is in really good position, good 90 degrees for me. Seat is really comfortable considering how small it is. It's not that small, to be honest. It's about the same size as the feather scooter, but it's a little bit more comfortable, especially the backrest. That's the first thing we noticed, was the backrest. It's really comfortable. So within its turtle mode, you've got key in the way, there we go, so you can see the dial there. Of course that's the it changes with the ambient light, so if it's dark outside that will get darker, and the phone never picks that up. So but anyway, just usual throttle, so it's set at its slower speed. This is a feathered throttle like all scooters, so the harder you push it, the quicker it'll go at that set speed. So if you've got it at full speed, it'll go at the full speed, but you can feather the throttle slowly. So I believe it's a brushless motor on these, but maybe a little programming to do on these scooters. It's literally brand new, this has not been released too long ago. I would definitely look at getting this tiller in the right position before you drive, because it can feel a little bit snappy if you have it raised too high up. That's one thing we did find, is that if you had it too high up, it was a little bit awkward to steer. So I think lower down, it's a lot easier to steer. yeah, it's not as snappy, it's a bit more easier to steer. So around the back, through the back straight as normal. That's your slowest speed at the full setting. It's about half speed. I think this does 4.5 miles an hour top speed, but there we go. Also fully automatic brake, as you can hear clicking in the background. Yep, very comfortable scooter. Say it doesn't feature any suspension or anything like that, but we're on a nice carpet, soft comfortable carpet. But when you get into folding scooters, lightweight, comfort goes down a little bit, especially with seats and suspension and things like that, but this isn't too bad. I've ridden worse, but anyway, yeah, for a new scooter, new design, turning radius is just as good as any other four-wheel. Pretty tight. Yeah, it's not like some of the Solexes, and even though they've improved that turning radius on the Transformer 2 now, it's a lot better, and that features suspension, but it's still a heavy scooter. Yep, this one turns nicely, so I'm going to crank it up to the top speed mode, your hair mode, which is really for outdoor spaces or somewhere where you've got a clearer on. So half throttle, so I'm just feathering the throttle and then give it full speed up the straight. It has a harsh stop, so hopefully that they can program that into the newer, yeah, it does have a harsh stop, so hopefully they can program that in later versions to have a more steadier stop and steadier start. But as for an all-round scooter, very nippy. I feel very stable on it. I'm not going to go full speed around the corner there. That's way too fast. Yeah, if you're indoors, definitely use the half speed ability. Just make it a little bit easier for you to judge your turns a little better. But comfort wise, I'm really liking it for a folding scooter. I've sat, like I said, sat on worse ones, which I've got to review that and dispel some of the things about it. But anyway, so let me get into some specifications on this, and then we can give it an overall rating. Okay, so we'll go through some specifications for the scooter, and it's I'm gonna quickly show you the bit of paper I've got here, so you can pause the video and look through all the dimensions there if you wish. But you can always go to either our website, Las Vegas Scooters and Lifts /store, and then look for folding scooters on there. That one will be on there, and you can look at all the specifications. Or you can go to pridemobility.com and look for folding travel scooters on their website, and you'll see all the specifications on there too. But let's get into some quick ones. So weight capacity 300 pounds, top speed 4.5 miles an hour, maximum height, when it's all folded down and you got rid of the little pouch at the front, it's only 12 inches from floor, so the maximum height you're going to need is 12 inches. It's got an 11.7 amp hour lithium ion battery, which is travel friendly, and it's got the new 360 charge featured on both the battery pack and on the tiller. So the range of distance, you're going to get 10 miles at a 220 pound person, or 8.8 miles at a 300 maximum weight capacity for the scooter. So 8.8 at maximum weight capacity, or 10 miles at 220. Regenerative brake, so it's automatic braking for you, and it will fit through most doorways that are, the width is 21.5, so I do know some cruise liners limit the size of the scooter width to 22 inches, so that falls beneath that. Not sure if the armrest would make it any wider. I doubt it very much, but the width of the back from wheel to wheel is only 21.5, so tight doorways is going to be okay. Weight wise, now they say the total weight without the battery is 41.6, but we both picked this up with the battery in and out of the scooter, and I think it feels lighter. After I've finished this video, I'll probably get Jenny to help me weigh this and get a proper weight, and if it is different, I'll put it up on the screen down here somewhere there. Anyway, yeah, because I think it feels lighter. It feels more like what the Feather weighs, around about 37 pounds. Around about 37 pounds. So yeah, great scooter. So there is your new Go Super Portable from Pride Mobility. Great little scooter if you need something for travel, airline, or cruise ship, or just everyday use. Great little scooter. I like it. So I'm going to give this, because it's got a few tiny little adjustments that need doing to it with it being brand new, so feedback to Pride Mobility. I've already told our sales rep, and that's a little bit stiff when raising and lowering the tiller. And the other thing is the look into the programming. It's a little bit sharp on the stop and sharp on the takeoff, so it needs that smoothing out of the programming. So hopefully they'll update that in the future revisions of this. So hopefully from now on they'll change that. They do know about it, so but I'll make sure they'll know that it needs looking at. It's minor little things, but yeah, just to make life a little bit easier. So that's the review of that little scooter. Great little scooter, great competitor to the Feather scooter, I believe. And the price is going to be a little bit more than the Feather scooter, but you're getting the 4 wheels and some great features like the magnetic charging. So I would rate this around about 8 to 8.5 as a scooter. It will go up as a rating if they do address those 2 little problems like the tiller and the programming. It would get a 9 to 9.5 if it was if those weren't abundantly obvious to it. But it won't stop anybody from riding a scooter like this. It's really good scooter. I'm quite surprised. We saw it when they released it, or gave us the information they were going to release it, and we looked at the seat and thought, maybe it doesn't look so comfortable. But when Jenny first got on it, sat and rode it around, and I said, what's the seat like? She goes, I didn't even notice it was uncomfortable or anything like that. So she's a big fan of it. So yeah, so there it is, the Pride Super Portable. So check it out online, go to a local dealer, come and see us. We've got one in for a while, so let's see if we can interest you in buying one. Like, share, subscribe, visit our website, Las Vegas Scooters and Lifts /store if you want to buy any products from us or any parts. If you can't see the part on there, drop us an email and we'll see if we can source something for you. Doubt if we've got used parts, but maybe new parts if you need helping out that way. So till next time, from me and my little store in Las Vegas, keep rolling, be super portable. Bye now.